Jake Paul scored a sixth-round TKO victory over bare-knuckle fighter Mike Perry on Saturday in Tampa, Florida, in an 8-round cruiserweight boxing match. With the win, Paul maintained his November 15th showdown with the 58-year-old Mike Tyson that was originally scheduled for this night. Paul, a social media star turned boxer, floored Perry 3 times before the referee halted the bout at 1 minute and 12 seconds of round 6. "He's tough as nails, but I just hit too hard and he took a lot of damage," Paul said. "Mike Tyson, you're next. It's anyone, anytime, anyplace." Perry, 32, is the latest former UFC fighter to fall to Paul. Paul, with 10 wins and 1 loss, including 7 knockouts, also defeated Tyron Woodley, Nate Diaz, and Ben Askren. Paul, 27, was noticeably bigger and enjoyed a 3-inch height advantage. Perry, with 0 wins and 2 losses of Orlando, Florida, fights at 175 pounds in the bare-knuckle fighting championship. Paul of Cleveland scored a flash knockdown in the opening round with a chopping right hand. He controlled the action from range with his superior jab and footwork. A jab set up a right hand that dropped Perry 30 seconds into round 2. Perry rebounded with a strong round 3 and opened up a cut over Paul's left eye. But by round 4, it was Paul who once again dominated the exchanges. He rocked Perry into the ropes with combinations on several more occasions before the finishing sequence. "You did a great job. You were way too fast for me and I couldn't adjust," Perry said. "He's not sitting there waiting to be hit like me." Perry's lone previous boxing match was a 4th-round knockout loss to journeyman Kenneth McNeil in May 2015. Perry made his UFC debut 1 year later. His MMA record is 14-8. All 8 of his defeats took place in the UFC, where he had 14 fights total in the octagon and never challenged for the title. Perry's BKFC record is 5-0 and his last fight was in April. Paul, meanwhile, will move on to an 8-round heavyweight bout with Tyson on November 15th in Arlington, Texas, where they'll wear 14-ounce gloves. Tyson withdrew from the marquee event. It will be streamed on Netflix, after he suffered an ulcer flare-up on a flight in May. Saturday's win was Paul's 2nd fight of 2024. He scored a first-round knockout of journeyman Ryan Borland in March in Puerto Rico. "In 2 years I will be the cruiserweight champion of the effing world," Paul said. "I'm way sharper, cleaner. I think he hit me with like 1 shot tonight. It's back to the drawing board and I'm going to just keep getting better." Serrano scores TKO 2, moves on to Taylor rematch. Amanda Serrano scored a 2nd-round TKO victory versus the overmatched Stevie Morgan in the junior welterweight co-feature to set up a November 15th rematch with Katie Taylor. Serrano, a former 7-division champion, landed at will against Morgan, who was fighting on the top level for the first time. Puerto Rico's Serrano, with 47 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, including 31 knockouts, stunned Tampa's Morgan, who has 14 wins, 2 losses and 13 knockouts on several occasions, and teed off on her fellow 35-year-old until the referee stepped in. "I think these girls mistake my kindness for weakness," said Serrano, ESPN's number 3 pound-for-pound boxer. "If you're not on my level, that's what happens. I know she didn't have the experience. I know this might have been a little too much for her." Serrano was fighting for the first time since October when she outpointed Danila Ramos. Serrano suffered an allergic eye reaction to hair braiding gel that scrapped her Puerto Rico homecoming main event in March. Serrano now moves on to the rematch with Taylor for the undisputed junior welterweight championship. They met in April 2022 at New York's Madison Square Garden in the biggest fight in women's boxing history. Taylor, with 23 wins, 1 loss and 6 knockouts, won that fight by split decision to retain the undisputed lightweight championship. The rematch was originally scheduled for May 2023 in Dublin before Serrano suffered an injury. Taylor, a 35-year-old Irish woman, is ESPN's number 3 pound-for-pound boxer. "Can't wait to go in there with you once again," Serrano said. "This time it's going to be a lot different."